Hey OG, nice kicks. Keeping it 100 about these kicks I bought. Raw and uncut. The channel about the kicks and nothing but the kicks. Okay, let's do this. Hey OGs, welcome back. Welcome back to the OG crew, the corny name I made up for the folks that stomach and take the time to look at this channel, this YouTube channel that I'm constantly talking about sneakers on. In this episode, we're going to talk about probably one of the oldest pair of sneakers in the collection. I'm basically doing what they call digging in the crates, going back to the old school. I have some newer kicks I'm going to talk about in upcoming episodes, but I want to dig in the crates and talk about some of the OG sneakers I have in my collection. And this pair here is probably my oldest. It is my oldest pair and my first pair of Kobe's that I purchased. These sneakers are over at least 12, 13 years old, probably older than that. So before I get into these kicks, I just want to introduce my silent co-host, Baby Yoda in the back, hiding behind the kicks. Baby Yoda is the man. So let's get into these OG kicks. So these are the, like I said earlier, the oldest pair, my first pair of Kobe's. They're at least 12, 13 years old. These are the shoes that I played ball in over the years. Well, I don't know if you call what I was doing playing ball, but these were my basketball shoes. I bought these specifically to play basketball in the gym, and they held up over the years. I look at me, they're not in the best shape, but they're also not, they don't look like they're 13 years old. Well, maybe that's my own personal opinion, but these shoes have a lot of mileage on them, a lot of, mileage as it relates to playing basketball on the basketball court. And it's funny because a lot of times when I play ball in these shoes at the gym, some of my friends would say, hey man, you playing so bad, Kobe gonna come on this court and smack you and take his sneakers off of you because you're making him look bad in these sneakers. Because it's funny when we talk about basketball and how basketball is a mainstay in the male ego. It's like if we go to a gym, it's a gym that I'm a membership gym, and you have guys come in there, and some of them played high school or college basketball, but they want to come in the gym with the novice and kind of show off because they weren't good enough to make it in college. They weren't good enough to make it in pros. They're not good enough to even play overseas. So they're going to come into a LA Fitness or even on the street and then try to say, okay, I'm going to play against people who have no experience, little guys that never played basketball, organized basketball. Then I'm going to come out here and I'm going to dominate them. And then I'm going to make myself feel good by talking trash about how good I am. It's so funny to me. It's like you get on the court with these guys, and I'm going to get back to the sneakers, but it's just funny. These shoes bring back that memory because basically these are the shoes. I only bought these shoes to play basketball in, and I played basketball in. That's it. I never wore them outside of playing basketball. So that's why I'm kind of reliving this memory. So they come on the court, and then, okay, they're good because they're better than the person who never practiced basketball or valued basketball enough to learn how to really play the game. A lot of times when I went to the court, I just wanted to go and shoot the ball because football was my sport. I mean, I don't have the hand-eye coordination or even the size to even be considered a good basketball player. So a lot of times people say I play basketball, meaning I play the game. You're not playing basketball. But then you get these guys who come out there who actually played the game. They were coached. They learned how to play the game. They value the game enough to do that. And then they get on the court, and then they sitting out there talking all this smack to us. And I'm looking at, I will always say, well, I'm not good at basketball, and you're out here on the same court with me. So that probably means you're not good at basketball. You're probably better than me, but overall, you're not good at basketball because if you were good, you wouldn't be on the same court with me. And they didn't like when I said that. Most of the time I was an OG out there. I'm out here just shooting, and then it's like maybe one whole court. So what happens is, they want to play 5-on-5. So I say, okay, so I'm not holding up half of the court. I'll play with you guys. But most of the time I didn't really want to play full court basketball because I was honest with myself. Hey, God didn't give me the gift, the hand-eye coordination, or I didn't value basketball or learn how to play basketball enough to go out there and enhance those skills. If you take the time, a lot of those guys you see that are really, really good at anything, basketball, baseball, football, whatever, that's their life. I mean, they live and breathe that. So, and they have a place for you to go and kind of practice with your, and go out there and show what you've actually accomplished by putting the time in. And that's called a football field, a football league, and a basketball court, a basketball league, some type of organized, league to do that. Not at LA Fitness when you come in there and all you want to do is kind of say, hey, you guys don't do what I've done. You guys didn't put the time I put in, but I'm going to dominate you. I'm like, why don't you go against the other guys that are doing what you're doing and see how really good you are. It's funny. And then one other story I'll tell you, when I was a young kid, I went to a predominantly white high school, and another friend of mine and I were out there playing ball, and this white kid comes over. And that's the stereotype of white kids. They think all black kids can play basketball, all black kids can rap and all that other stuff, whatever. So him and I were just out there just playing around on a boring summer day, and the white kid comes over and we're playing basketball. And we really couldn't play that well because I played football. I never even played basketball. The only basketball that I played actually in hood, where we would take a milk carton crate, cut the bottom out, and get a volleyball and hang the crate on a telephone pole, and that's how we played basketball. And it was just really just something to for exercise, something to do. But I never really took basketball that serious. Even at that age, I didn't really start playing basketball seriously until I got in the military, and I was 18, 19, and felt like I came from Africa. I never really played basketball. But when I was in high school, the white kid was like, you guys are black. You're supposed to know how to play basketball. It's just crazy. Or if you see somebody that's tall, like a black person that's tall, I don't care what color you are, if they're tall, do you play basketball? I mean, maybe that person don't want to play basketball. Just because you're tall doesn't mean you want to play basketball. Just because you're big and husky doesn't mean you should play football, Everything should be focused around sports and entertainment. Because it's funny how much value we put in people who entertain us. Like even now in social media, if they say something online, people are always talking about what these people are talking about. Those folks are not like Rhodes Scholars or smart enough to tell us anything outside of what they have taken the time to do, which is play basketball, football, sing, dance, or whatever. In a lot of cases, even a lot of the politicians, they took political science, they don't know what the hell they're doing. But this is supposed to be a sneaker channel. I'm supposed to talk about some kicks. But for these, it's not really a whole lot to say. These are my first pair of Kobe's. These things are over 13 years old. I was digging in the crates, and I saw these in the crates, and I pulled them out because I don't play basketball anymore, so they're sitting way back in the crates. And I wanted to talk about them. These are probably the original Kobe Nikes when Kobe came from Adidas. I don't know if you all remember the OGs, the Crazy 8s. When Kobe originally came out, he was with Adidas, and then he came over to Nike. I don't really know all the facts. I'm just telling you what little bit I do know. And this is probably one of the first pair of Nikes that he released, high type Nikes that he released. And then shortly after that, Kobe went through this phase of all these different Nikes. And at the end, he was really just doing the low cut shoes, not the high top shoes. But these really held, they stood the test of time. I mean, these Nike Zooms, Kobe's, these were very, very comfortable. I'm thinking maybe they were the Kobe Nike 2s. You can see Kobe on the strap. Actually, it's a very, very comfortable shoe. It's a very, very comfortable basketball shoe. And I'm always going to have this shoe in my collection. I'm probably going to clean them up now and just start wearing them casually. They're so comfortable. But these shoes have a lot of basketball mileage on it. I'm not saying it was skilled basketball that I played in it, but and I'm really happy that Kobe never came on the court and took these shoes off my feet because I was playing so bad. But these are the original Kobe's that I have, and what I'm now going to do is show you these puppies on feet in this boring this episode that I'm doing. So please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. Please stand by. Yeah. So this is how these puppies look on feet. Again, these are from 2008. The date on these sneakers, the date they were made on the tag is 11/5/2008. Played many years of basketball, indoor basketball in these. Didn't play outdoor in these. Only played indoor. Because now you can't go outside and play outdoor because you might not survive the court. You might not make it off the court without getting a gunshot wound or stabbed or something. Because basketball is these folks' lives. It's like, it's just a game. They take it so serious. for something they're not getting paid for, and obviously they're not good at because they're on an outdoor court in the neighborhood or at a LA Fitness gym, but they take it so seriously. But one thing I want to say about these episodes, sometimes I want to pull out the OG sneakers and I just don't have a whole lot to say. These are some Kobe's that I played basketball in since 2008. They're the first pair of Kobe's, the Kobe Nike 2s, I'm guessing. I don't even have the box for these. They're so old. Real comfortable shoe. I mean, they stood the test of time. I'm going to get these really cleaned up. I might even get them professionally cleaned and just, start wearing them, just for GP purposes. But, they stood the test of time, and I really, really enjoyed playing basketball in these, and can't go back now. But again, what I was doing, I don't think most folks would call playing basketball. I was out there shooting the ball in the hoop, because if you're a basketball fan, you really respect the art and the skills that the guys have that really play this game the right way. The guys have been coached up and have been given given the ability to play this game. A game that we take so seriously. It's just taking a round ball and throwing it in a hoop. And now it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's amazing what we value in life as human beings. We don't value the teachers that teach our kids, or the cops and the firemen that come and to protect us, or the doctors that save our lives, and the nurses that take care of us. We don't value those folks. We value people who can run up a court and shoot a round ball in the basket, or somebody who can sing and dance on a stage. And we listen to them. We value them, and don't listen to the people who put the time in to learn the things to help us survive in this world. It's amazing. So with that diatribe, this wasn't really a sneaker episode. It was, hey, these are the old Kobe's, and then it's the OG here talking a bunch of stuff that you probably don't even want to hear about on a sneaker YouTube channel. But it's my channel. Thank you for joining, and I give you the content. It's raw and uncut. Like I said, it's raw and uncut. And I said on this channel that I'm going to show all of my sneakers in my collection. So I'm going to pull out the OGs, and I'm also going to show you the new heat that I have in the collection. So with that said, peace.